Hello, welcome back to another Cooking with Debbie from debbieshomemade.com. Today I am making what I like to call my also good finger licking baked chicken smothered in gravy. I'm making some rice and peas. I have the red beans over here cooking, and that will be Sunday dinner today. Just something nice and simple. So let's get started. Here I have about 4 to 5 pounds of chicken leg quarters. It's already been soaked in vinegar and water, cleaned up, and now I'm ready to season this up. Okay, to season the chicken up, I have here my adobo all-purpose seasoning. Goodness, I love this thing. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of this. I'm going to put the chicken talking. 2 teaspoons. Okay. Now I have black pepper. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of black pepper. I have roasted garlic powder. If you have regular garlic powder, that is just fine. I'm going to use a tablespoon of this. Gotta get this stuff all on all the pieces, you know. You know what? Enough of these measuring spoons. They are getting in my way. Now I have Old Bay seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle a bit of this on there, about a teaspoon of Old Bay. And then I have Creole seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle about a teaspoon also in here. Now I'm going to rub the chicken up real good. Make sure every piece have a little bit of some of everything on them. On both sides as well. Okay, now that's done. Let me wash my hands. Okay, what's next is, I forgot to mince up my garlic cloves, so I have 3 garlic cloves here. I'm going to mince these up and then we'll be back. Okay guys, my garlic clove is all minced up, and now that it's all minced up, I also have here 2 sprigs of green rosemary. I pulled the leaves off the rosemary and then I minced them up. I did the same thing with about four stalks of fresh thyme, and I minced them up. And now here is the garlic. I'm going to add this stuff to I have one butter here that I softened. I'm gonna add this stuff to the soft butter. So the garlic clove, the minced garlic cloves, the minced thyme, and the minced rosemary into the butter mix, and I'm gonna mix it real good like this. I also have my oven preheating to 400 degrees because this is going into the oven. Now the goal is to slather this all over the chicken pieces as best as you can. Because you didn't melt the butter, please understand it's not going to be so easy. Just make sure you get it all in there, okay? And like the thighs, you want to pick up the skin and get it under the skin as best you can. Just slather this all over the chicken. You want to make sure you flip it over and get some on the other sides as well. The thighs, you want to cook those skin side up because that's where all the flavor is in the skin. So you want to cook it skin side up and let the juices just drip down on all of it and into the pot. Okay, got it all in there. Okay, I just heard the oven went off, so now I'm going to cover this with foil paper. And I'm gonna bake this on 400 for 1.5 hours. Hey guys, welcome back. Let's finish up our chicken now. Remember I told you put the chicken in the oven on 400 for 1.5 hours. What I did after 1 hour, I removed the chicken from the oven so I could pour the juice off the chicken. Here it is. I got 1 cup. I'm going to use into the gravy. And then I put the chicken back into the oven for the remaining 30 minutes without the cover on it, without the foil paper on it this time. So now we're going to make some gravy to smother this chicken in, okay? Now here I have this pan over here heating. I'm gonna add to this pan 2 tablespoons of oil. You can use canola, olive, that's a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. I was a bit heavy, sometimes my hand does that. You can use olive oil, canola, coconut, whatever oil you have is fine. I'm going to add to this a half a stick of butter. Can't make gravy without butter, y'all. Okay, let's get this butter melted. I also have over here, guys, this is what, 2 cups of homemade chicken broth. I did make some chicken broth last night. And just a tip, when you make your homemade chicken broth, you want to drop a couple of whole pimento spices in there. You want to drop a couple cloves, whole cloves, couple star anise. They just really kick your chicken broth up a notch. When you add it to anything, you can add it to little rice. You can, you know, anything you add it to. Like last night I made some seasoned rice. I didn't get to record that, but I will, because that thing came out so great. I added chicken, shrimp, and crab meat to the seasoned rice using my homemade chicken broth. Oh man, that flavor was out of this world. So that's just a little tip to kick up your homemade chicken broth a notch. Now guys, to this I have 2 cloves of garlic I minced. I have an onion here that I chopped up. I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna saute till it's a bit softened. My rice and peas is completely finished, so I'm going to put over here. So as you can see, I'm going to take the chicken out. I'm going to need to add it to this, and I need the space. Some steamed broccoli here. Okay guys, now that this is the onions sweat and I can smell the garlic just permeating the kitchen, I'm going to add to this 2 tablespoons of, before I do that I hear the oven going off. The chicken is ready to come out, so let me take the baked chicken out of the oven. Here's the chicken, guys. I put it back in there uncovered for the last 30 minutes to give the chicken, you know, a little color. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour to this mixture here. This helps to thicken the gravy. So you don't just have one gravy, you know. You want to stir this continuously. Yeah, I know this heavy spoon here in this pot is kind of loud. I apologize for that. Oh, hi, sweetie. Are you trying to tell me it's too loud? Get one of the wooden spoons out the drawer instead. Not now. My daughter just came in the kitchen. She agrees it's too loud, so she's finding me another spoon. Okay, thanks, sweetie. Okay, about 3 minutes. You want to continue stir this for about 3 minutes. Cook the flour out. You don't want your gravy tasting like flour. Then to this, I'm going to add the juice from the baked chicken. And the 2 cups of chicken broth, homemade chicken broth. If you have store-bought chicken broth, just be sure to buy low sodium. You want to make sure you add your own salt as you go along. Okay. Let me see how much salt I need, because I'm sure I do. If you recall, when I was seasoning the chicken, I didn't put any salt in there either, because all the other seasonings, they do have salt. And I just like to salt my food as I go along. So I'm just going to add a pinch of salt to this gravy, maybe about a half a teaspoon. I'm bringing it to a boil. Here's a bit, okay. Bring it to a little boil. Thanks, sweetie. What are you doing, Papa? Okay. Let's just add the chicken pieces in here into the gravy. And I'm going to add the rest of the juice from the pan into it, because this has some goodness in there you don't want to lose. So, I rosemary and fresh thyme is in here. So, let's add this in here as well. And we are going to cover this and cook this for about 25 minutes into the gravy. Slow cook it for about 25 minutes, okay? So guys, the chicken is done. Let me tell you, the flavor in this gravy is out of this world. Oh, I added a pinch of red pepper flakes for some spice, because my kids act like spice is their life. They can't eat food unless it's spicy. So they say it's the Jamaican in them. I don't know what that means. This gravy is like out of this world, guys. The last time I made this, I made it with some smashed potatoes that I poured melted butter, rosemary over. You know, the same thing I did with the chicken. Poured that over some baked potatoes, and then I smashed them. So good. So we're trying it with the rice and peas tonight. I was going to make brown stew chicken, but I made this instead. Guys, I want to thank you for coming to Cooking with Debbie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope to bring you nice and delicious home-cooked meals you can enjoy, you and your family. Thanks again for watching, and you have a blessed day.